Hiya! Hello,
Hello.
everyone. It's so good we've come to Ruby's tonight for a proper catch up. And Aisha is back around the table, which is lovely. And we will be catching up. We've all sort of spent the summer apart doing all of our own different bits and pieces, and we've come around the table to have a catch up and then to have a bit of a head scratch and decide what's next for Coffee with Crones, where we're going to go to, what is the next chapter. So grab your brew,
Stick the kettle on.
stick the kettle on, we're coming. So today, getting ready for harvesting and that, I've been pulling out carrots and carrots and carrots.
Ooh.
And I actually have ginger and onion smelling fingers because I'm making a carrot and ginger soup. And then the rest I'm just going to, Paul's been the kitchen elf, he's like literally chopped them all up. And we're just blanching them, putting them in freezer bags and in little portion sizes for the winter, for stews and soups and whatever. So yeah, I have been carrot harvesting today and just tidying up really. We've got an abundance of plums, so if you need any plums, please shout. Yeah. And apples. So yeah, we've spent the day in the garden and then had a lovely afternoon tea, which Aisha bought me for my wedding present. So we went, scrubbed up and cleaned up. Didn't get the onion smell out, but and then went for a delightful afternoon tea at the barn, which was gorgeous, but way too much. Oh my goodness,
That's
good, huge! I've come back with a big box of cakes and things. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to today. Been a nice day here. We're gonna hear what you've been doing.
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Oh, gosh, where to start? Well, a lot and not very much at the same time. So, continuing with, I think the last time we're on film, I talked about Stacey Solomon and getting the team.
Oh yeah.
I decided to Stacey Solomon myself, and that was at Easter, and still it's ongoing. So I used my, rather than having a warehouse and a team, I just used me and the kids, and it's still out. Some of it's still outside, so only the stuff that's being kept has come back in.
Brilliant.
So there's still stuff outside to sort out and sort through and let go. But yeah, so that's been ongoing, and then yes, I've still yet to sort the pottery, but I've given myself another big kick in the pants. So again, it's I'm a little bit step closer to that, but still not yet. So watch this space; it will happen. And then it's just been the usual working,
Festivals.
Yes, festivals and camping in between, and then just being like trying to. It summed it up the other day when I saw something. It said, if things don't add up in your life, it's time to start subtracting. So that's what I've been trying to do. And I was like, okay, that's what I've been trying to do.
Say that again slowly. If things
aren't adding up in your life, it's time to start subtracting.
That's the damn good one.
Good.
And I was like, that sums it all up in a little nutshell. I've still not managed to subtract enough yet. So I've still been like buzzing around doing things and then thinking, why am I feeling overwhelmed, and trying to deal with that as well at the same time. So yeah, still work in progress. So what else have I been doing?
Your exciting news, what you just told me before.
Oh, we've got an allotment.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Amidst everything, we decided to get, it was more my partner, got us an allotment. So there's that as well. It's like, I want to spend time with the allotment. I've got this to do. Oh my God. So yeah, we're kind of planning at the moment, observing and seeing what we've got, because we've been lucky enough to get some mature plants on the allotment. And we've had some rhubarb from the allotment, and I think we've managed to get a couple of strawberries, just one or two. But there's a lot of raspberries or possibly loganberries and things like that. So we've got plans for next year, and we've been starting to put things on there. And we're finding out about permaculture and no dig as well, because we're quite keen to go down that route. And I've also, as usual, I get carried away with ideas and go, oh, we could do this community thing. Calm down. Let's get some things planted first. So, yes.
Yeah.
So, gosh, there's been...
When did you get the allotment?
Possibly June, maybe.
Okay.
I think it was not long after you got yours.
Mine was March.
Okay.
It was spring equinox.
Right.
Yeah.
So it might have been, it was a bit after that. So, it was a bit... It was kind of unexpected, because we were on the waiting list, and it was 18 years, and then all of a sudden these allotments came up. So it's been very exciting.
Years.
18 years. Because everybody's fortunate where we live, and everybody has a garden, we have a garden, but we haven't got anywhere that's big enough to grow and do everything else that we would have liked to have done as well. So, but it's been more for my partner as well, getting him into that kind of thing. So it's all been him like going for it and getting involved.
Well,
so
I've got
really
tons of seeds, peas and beans, and I've been keeping all my seeds. So sweet peas and loads of seed. I've been harvesting, and then I put them all in a little box, let them dry out, and then I put them into little packets and share out the packets. So there's loads of seeds if you need
I've
seeds.
got loads of seeds as well. I was so blessed, because when I said that I've got allotment, loads of people just kept posting me seeds.
Oh.
So I've ended up with tons of them, which is really kind. But I've got loads.
Well, that's one of the things I've been thinking of, is like having a seed swap, where I've been collecting toilet roll tubes for ever, and with the idea that I'm going to use them to make little seedling pots. But I thought, when you get a packet of seeds, there's like hundreds in there, far too many, and I don't really like thinning them out, because I'm like, oh, that's a waste of a plant. But if we could propagate one packet each and then swap the seeds, and we could all have quite a nice variety, but just for the cost of a bit of compost and a packet of seeds.
That's what we started in Barton. So if you go onto the Barton page, there's a Barton seed swap. And we literally just swap seeds, swap plants on there.
That's nice. There'll be something on the allotment as well, I think. They normally have a little community bit. They don't seem to where I am, but they normally do.
It's only a small group of people that are on this, because there's only so many plots within this piece of... So we've got half a plot. And then there's a couple with quarter plots. So, but there's a community orchard over the road, and the Lengthsman for the area is quite keen on, because I got chatting with him one day about apples, because we've got the apple tree, and they used to do an open day, which was quite based on it was like based on transitions away from oil, and they used to do quite nature-based activity days in a local park, and the Lengthsman's quite interested in bringing them back. And he was saying that Lancaster Brewery does apple days, where people bring along their apples, they get them pressed, and they come away with... Everybody comes away with a carton of apple juice.
I've seen that.
And they get the benefit as well, because that goes towards the cider of their local
pulp.
But I just think we should do that, because you can hire those
Did
crunchers.
you see that Vaso has a lot of pulp? If anyone wants it for apple cider, she said, or vinegars and things.
That's interesting.
So contact Vaso. She's got a whole lot of pulp, because I know Jamie makes cider, doesn't he?
Well,
so she's got, literally, she was going to bring it to the full moon gathering last night, but she didn't. So she'll still have it.
That'll need to be used.
Hop on to Vaso.
I saw once in a magazine that they do it at Bentham Nurseries, but that's quite far away, isn't it? But I didn't know they did it at the brewery.
It's nicer there, though. I used to just take it. Oh, we should take a drive one afternoon. I used to just take a drive up there
to Bentham.
Yeah.
I haven't.
It's a nice nursery. It's a nice nursery, and they've got a nice tea room.
Oh, do they?
I do like a good tea room. Yeah,
that's a nice day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's funny because I've got a big bag of apples in there, and I asked you, Anna, the other day, you said, I've got apples, and I thought, oh, Aisha's coming, she'll need apples, and now you've got apples as well.
I have
We
got
can't
plums.
too many because we got those massive bags of apples from
Yeah.
you the other year, and we baked. I say we. Jamie baked them, and we were just having like stewed apple with porridge in the morning. Oh my goodness,
It's good,
that
yeah.
was so
With a bit of
good.
yogurt, even.
Mm.
I just popped some in my yogurt, and it just.
Mm.
And then at night, when you feel like something sweet, and you don't want to have like chocolate and rubbish,
Trying not to have the chocolate.
a little bit of yogurt, a little bit of pureed apple with a bit of cinnamon, a little dash of honey if you need it. And then I'm fine, then I don't need anything sweet.
I've been making an apple cake.
Crumble, yeah.
Yeah.
I must give you my recipe. I have a recipe. I'll put it on the video. Literally, you just you peel your apples and core them, and you just cut them so they like little hasselbacks, like little humps in the road, speed bumps, and you put them down in like a flan dish or something. And then there's this recipe, which it's like the Tupperware quick shakes. Did you get them in this country? A quick shake?
So it's like a beaker with a lid and a
shaker,
and a shaker
the
thing inside,
Tupperware one.
Oh, okay.
So you use the lid as you're measuring, and it's like 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 egg, the teeny lid, the little spouty lid of oil. Anyway, you put it all in there, then you shake it, and you just pour it over, and you bake that.
Is it like a batter?
And it's like a batter cake that goes around the apples, and the apples cook in.
Oh man, that's making my
And
mouth
then I just
water.
put a little bit. I always put a bit of cinnamon or something on it. Oh my goodness! Served with a bit of cream, bit of ice cream, bit of custard, whatever you like. That's really good, and it's so simple to make. And we've done it with plums, we've done it with peaches, whatever fruit we've got, pears. Really good recipe and really easy.
It won't work for me because it's got egg in.
Yeah,
I could use it, but the one that I did
you
the
could
other
do
day
some
was
alternative.
well fluffy.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. It had nothing in it from raising it. It was really fluffy. But that was the same. It was certain amount. I took 2 recipes actually and combined them.
Yeah.
And that was the same. It had like the same weight ingredient. Oh my God, it was so good. Just kept.
I'm going to make it for sisters. Sisters is
nice.
spread tomorrow night. I'm going to make one, I think, if I've got time. No, Thursday night.
I keep knocking on my little old lady neighbour next door and going, I've been to the allotment. She's like, oh! Whatever there is, yeah, she loves it. I give her a little basket of things. Nice. Yeah. It's really nice.
My courgette's still producing.
I've not had one.
And we've just got a fruit press today. His brother's just dropped it off. And we've got enough grapes to make a couple of bottles of wine. So
from your greenhouse,
Westview Vintage. It's probably going to be a plonk, but anyway. So yeah, we're really excited. We've got he's brought us his fruit press, so we're going to press and see what we can make.
Oh, that'll be good. And have you got a peach this year? You had one peach.
Yeah, there was one peach I was going to ask you about.
There were 6.
6 peaches.
There were 6,
Next
and then
year
they all blew off.
Oh no!
And didn't grow, and then the leaves fall off, and I'm actually like a bit over my peach tree now. I'm like, you know what? Really, we shared one peach. There was one left that grew, and then it fell off, and it wasn't that great.
Sorry about that.
I know.
Sorry for that trauma.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with this peach tree.
Is it not something that needs to grow in a conservatory, maybe, or in a
It's in my greenhouse, but
it is in the greenhouse.
We don't take it out at all. We did one year and it lost all its leaves. It was like, oh my God, what have you done? So we quickly put it back in the greenhouse. But it's getting too big for the greenhouse. So I don't know what to do about peach tree. I said to Paul, let's just put the damn thing outside, and if it lives, it lives. Because it's taken up a lot of space in my greenhouse. But I can't be that cruel. So, anyone got peach tree advice?
UK peach tree advice. Northern UK peach tree.
Peach tree advice.
So I'm thinking like where it's known for growing them, like in Georgia and Atlanta, that's quite humid.
Yeah.
And
see, my greenhouse is very dry, very, very dry, and it gets super hot in there, even on cool days.
tub then.
I know.
That
I
will
know.
raise the humidity.
Yeah.
I know, we could. But no
like,
space.
Me the other day, I went to the allotment. I was the same as you, trying to. I'm just like, I've got to fit everything in. How do I fit everything in? So Wednesday morning's allotment day, and without fail, I go on unless it's pouring down. I go on a Wednesday morning, and that's the only time I get to go. I dug up loads of spuds. I was so excited.
Oh, it's exciting.
And they were all rotten. The whole bed rotten. Slugs had been in, and then wood lice, and it was disgusting. And some were massive as well. I was so annoyed. Yeah. So that's rubbish. Yeah.
That really is.
What has grown well?
Potatoes in the other bed.
Yeah.
They're all right. Kale. Kale's the star of the show, and peas. They've gone crackers.
Yeah, we had a lot of peas.
Loads of peas, loads of kale. The apples are doing really well because we've got a couple of apple trees. Plums, the plum tree was crazy.
My plum tree as
but
well.
You've got to be careful, haven't you? Because they're full of wasps, some of them. When you pick them off, you get all
mine
wasps
have got nothing.
Have they not?
No.
Mint, the spearmint, that's just...
My mint has done nothing this year.
Oh, has it not?
My mint's gone crazy in the back garden.
No. I think mine's in tubs, and I think it's been too dry with this dry weather we've had.
Probably, yeah. Well, that's in the ground. It was already there. It's everywhere. But the main thing that's done well is I did the chaos gardening where you just chuck all seeds in, shake them up, and then just chuck them in and see what grows. Those beds have done the best. Because I don't think the weeds have got room to grow because everything's just growing up. And now I've took all the peas away, there's all the beetroot coming up. So it's worked really well.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. It's easy, isn't it? You just chuck it in.
Yeah.
Just chuck it in, see what happens.
Yeah.
Fight for survival, Yeah.
I've watched allotment videos where they do that, and it's like a food forest sort of thing, isn't it? That idea, which I absolutely love.
It's really
because
good,
that's
isn't it?
how plants grow in nature. Things grow together, and some things work well, some things don't. But
I once had a Malawian gentleman help me with my garden and he taught me about digging over beds and feeding things and so on. But he always used to say sacrificial plants. Whatever we planted that we wanted to grow, he would go and plant a few at the edge of the property, and those were going to be the sacrificial ones. So let all the bugs and them there, and then these ones didn't seem to get attacked.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, he used to do sacrificial plants.
I do companion planting, which is the same thing where they eat the nasturtiums and other stuff rather than that.
And I've also planted, he also said to me, it was him and my grandmother actually, the marigolds. I think I've mentioned them before because of the smell. They don't like it. So I planted marigolds in my greenhouse just around the edges of the bed.
That's good.
Yeah. So just tidying up the garden and getting sorted for autumn and making chutneys. I need to find out more things to do with plums though. So plum brandy, plum jam. Paul's made the plum jam, crumbles.
Yeah. What about liqueur? Could you make a liqueur?
I don't know.
Yeah, we've done
you?
Plum. Like we've done sloe gin and things like that. We've done plum brandy, I think.
Yeah, plum brandy.
Yeah. I think we've done a plum rum.
Plum rum.
I make Jack Horner corners, which it's just like a puff pastry, and then you put a square of marzipan and then the plum, and you have another piece of pastry. You cut it into the same shape, but you cut a cross in the middle and you put it over the top.
Right.
And then the plum cooks down into the marzipan, and the marzipan goes all sticky, and it's just
Salivating.
It's so nice. But I do like it with condensed milk, which I think you can get vegan condensed milk. Oh, it's so lovely when the condensed milk is out the fridge, but the Jack Horner corners fresh from the oven. It's like,
I never liked that before anyway. No.
I can eat it by the can.
Oh, really?
That's too sweet.
No.
It's like liquid fudge.
No.
My sister used to, when she was at nursing college, they used to do long hours and through the night and that with nurses. And that it was known that the nurses would then keep a tin of condensed milk and you'd just make a little opening and then they'd have a little sugar hit as they went past their locker. Until one night, one nurse went like that and a cockroach came out.
That would put me off.
My sister told me about that, and she never ever did condensed milk after that.
That's gross, isn't it? Oh, that's vile.
That's
I
violation.
I know that. Like,
the other day,
how long had it been in there?
Oh, that's vile. That's really horrible. The other day, because I had no bag with me, I just filled all my short pockets with loads of apples and came home, and then I was taking them out one by one, and the very last one, I brought it out, and it was full of woodlice were all pouring out of it.
No.
Thankfully, I don't mind woodlice, but in my pocket, and I was like, oh my God, there's all these creatures.
So lots of allotment fun been happening.
lots
Let
of
us know
allotments.
what's been going on in your allotments. What's been growing for you over the summer? So, lots of allotment fun, and just send us your allotment pics, send us what's been growing for you, and so on. And then Ruby's been on her own journey, and those of you who follow on Facebook will have noticed there's been some changes, but we're keen to hear from you, Toby.
Okay. And I've had quite a few messages as well saying, oh, you'll be leaving Coffee with Crones now. And that's not a given, but we've discussed it, haven't we, between us, and we would like your opinion, what you think. So first of all, I'll tell Aisha, because she probably doesn't realise.
She's missed out on all the fun.
Okay. So it has been going on in the background for about a year, but I've just been processing it. So it's not like just suddenly. And I've not been kidnapped by Trump supporters or anything either. There's a few messages I've had.
Oh, Ruby, I don't know.
Lots a few messages people have sent. Really worried about you. I'm like, no, I'm okay. So it's been going on about a year in the background. And then maybe 6 weeks ago, I was in the kitchen, I was washing up, and I was listening to gospel music. And when I like a song, I play it over and over again till I get the words. And I was listening to the song, I was playing it over and over again. And I was singing, and then all of a sudden my hands are in the air and I'm singing, and then I started crying, and I felt like, something's just happened, but I wasn't sure what it was. Okay. So I messaged my auntie Christine, who's been a Christian her whole life. She's my mum's best friend. She's not actually my auntie. I said, Auntie, something's just happened to me in the kitchen. And told her what had happened, and she said, oh, that's the Holy Spirit's just entered you. Well, obviously I laughed because I thought that was quite funny because I'm childish. And I was like, okay then. Didn't believe a word of it. Then a few days later I was in town and I had a real urge to buy a Bible. And in my head I was so conflicted because I'm like, the Bible's a load of nonsense because it's been rewritten. And this part of me is going, you need to read the Bible. It'll bring you some comfort. And I'm like, no. Like, it's still walking into the shop. And I went into the charity shop. I said, have you got any Bibles? And I'm thinking, say no. And this lady said, oh, yeah, we've got a Bible. And I thought, oh, I'm committed now. I've got to buy this Bible. Brought it home, hid it, because I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm really conflicted by the whole thing. And then I started reading it each morning. After about 3 days, I said, Tom, I've got to tell you something. I brought a Bible, and he went, okay, right. Just thinking it's another one of my crazy things. And what's happened is, I've come to have this personal relationship. So I want to make this clear. I am not religious and I am not a Christian. I want to make that perfectly clear because I think people have just thought that I am. But I've now got a real personal relationship with God and Jesus, and it has brought me so much peace in my heart. It's like, and my mind's quiet for the first time in forever. It's beautiful. So I've been doing Bible studies. I have attempted to go to a couple of churches, don't like them. They're really old-fashioned, and it's very much fear-based, like when I was a kid, because I was brought up a Christian. I'm not interested in that. And I'm reading the Bible not as a book of law, which is why I've said I'm not religious and I'm not Christian, because I don't follow it like this is the word and this is the truth, because it isn't. There's loads of stuff in there that's like well outdated. It was written thousands of years ago, and I'm not suddenly going to go and stone my lesbian friends because I'm reading the Bible. Do you know what I mean? It's like not that, but there are little bits of treasure in there that just feel like, oh, this is comfort. And I really struggled though, because to me, God was this old white guy in the sky that was going to punish you and you're going to go to hell. And I was like, that isn't it. And obviously, because of where I've come from throughout all my spirituality and everything, I've realised that there's loads of stuff that's just used as a tool, like all the witches stuff, like all of it. So this is why I've had this massive conflict, and I've come to understand that I can love Jesus and I can have a relationship with God, and I don't have to be religious at the same time, and I can still follow all my moon cycles and all that kind of stuff. So that's where I'm at, and it's been a bit weird. It's been quite weird. So then I personally emailed a few close people to say, look, this is what's happened, and I know you didn't sign up for it when you became my friend, because obviously, it's different. Everybody's been lovely, and you came, didn't you, give me a big hug and said that it was okay, which has been really nice. And I have had mainly positive feedback from it. I think because people know me, that I'm not suddenly going to be trying to convert everyone. I think that's the difference. But there is still a conflict in my mind, because I don't want to do spells now, because I feel like I don't need to. So before, when I had this relationship with the universe, this is the universe to me, like everything's the universe, and I'd be trying to manifest, and it'd be like throwing it out there to the universe, this massive thing, and it's almost like chucking a penny down a well and making a wish. It might come or it might not, and the responsibility weighed heavy on me. Like, I had to be good, I had to process all my thoughts, I couldn't be negative, do you know what I mean? I had to make sure I was doing my affirmations, make sure I meditated every day, make sure I did all these things, doing the work, the work that never ends on yourself, doing all that. And it weighed heavy on me. And now, this relationship that I've got with God, it's like a personal one-to-one. And I just hand it over to him and say, you lead me on whatever path it is. And that sounds a bit bonkers, because I've always been quite independent and powerful and in control of my own stuff. But the feeling I don't have to hold that anymore. So now, it's not because I think spells are bad, I don't, but I don't need to do that, because it's like I'm not holding that anymore. If I need something, for example, I'm not going to be like, oh, universe, please bring me this thing, and I'm going to manifest it, or I'm going to do a certain ritual, or I'm going to do a certain thing. It's like I don't need to do that. If it's going to come into my life, it'll come in, and if it's not for me, it won't. Does that make sense? So, and I think this is why I've had messages off people saying, oh, you'll be leaving Coffee with Crones now, because obviously this is what the whole thing was in the beginning. But like we were saying the other day, it is called Coffee with Crones. It's not Coffee with Witches.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I understand that there'll be people that'll be like, what? I think it messes with people's heads, They don't, because as soon as you say, I love God and Jesus, they automatically go, well, now you're religious and you can't like all this other stuff. It's a weird thing.
You see, I've always been under my perception of things is that it's same thing, different names.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? I think that we're all connected. I think that I've never thought of God as an old white guy in the sky. God is an essence. It's a vibrational, it's an energy to me. But everyone's different. So to me, it's if I have the word God in my head, which it could be God, goddess, universe,
Source,
divine, source, all for me, all completely interchangeable, all the same thing. If I have that in my head, it is not a physical manifestation. It is an energetic resonance, for want of better description. And I am it, and it is me. I co-create with God, universe, divine, I am a co-creator. I take some responsibility, and I am co-author of my life. So my thoughts, my actions, they all, I'm held accountable for those. They will lead me down a path. And it's that divine, magical essence, that juju, God juice stuff that makes it magic, if you know what I mean. So for me, I know we had a long talk about manifesting the other day.
Yeah.
For me, manifesting is, I might have something specific, because this is where we sort of agreed to disagree. I might have something specific that I want to manifest. Say, for want of a better thing, a new car, which I never want to manifest because I don't care. But say it's an item like a new car. I will always put that intention there, that I would love a new car, or whatever else is for higher good, or whatever is for best. So I always put it out there that if there's something better, or if there's something not better as in grander, but something better
More
for
aligned.
me. If a bicycle's going to be better for me because it'll help my fitness, then send me a bloody bicycle. I don't care. So it's about that alignment. But I do say that my thoughts, my actions co-create and manifest who I am today, where I'm at, and things like that. Where you were saying, you were sort of giving up that controlling element of it.
Yeah, because
and there we just agreed to disagree, because I don't see it as control. I see it as co-create. And in creation, there's no control, because creation is chaos. But
it was the heaviness of the responsibility of that. Because I have manifested things. I have manifested a car and a house and and all different things and stuff. So I don't. It's not that I don't believe it works. It does work. But the heaviness of it that weighs on me, it's almost like it's like a fixation. And the things that you can just let go. Like if I think about a person, I think, I've not seen so-and-so recently. And then the idea's gone. Then I'll see that person. But something important, I don't know, finances, for example, something that you need.
Tangible.
It's like there's a heavy responsibility that comes with that. And I'm tired. I'm tired of carrying it all. My business has been tanking from one thing after another, not from me, but from rules in Europe and tariffs and taxes and it's heavy. Carrying that feels heavy, and I've had enough. After all these years, I've had enough of holding it. I don't want to, and I feel like I don't need to now. I feel like God is like my father.
Take your rucksack off and he carries it for you.
He's like my dad.
Okay,
Do you know what I mean? He's loving and he's protective. But at the same time, if you step out of line, he's gonna have words with you. You better, do you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like that's what it's like. Like, there's this fatherly love, and at the same time, I've just given it over for him to guide my life. Which, even when I'm saying those words out of my mouth, it feels weird because I've never done that ever, apart from when I was a little kid. Yeah.
I mean, there's something to be what kind of been coming up for me with when you've been just saying this, with manifesting. I struggle with it, and I think sometimes you have to let it go and be light with it, and that's what's coming out of what you're saying. Is like when you've got that need and that it's like that. Oh, it's like a heaviness. Yeah, it is. It's desperate because it's a need. It's a oh my God, I can't survive without this.
And that's coming from a negative place.
Yes,
and a negative vibration.
And that does feel heavy. So perhaps that's what you needed, was to kind of let it go. But you've gone.
Yeah,
you've gone.
Not just let it go. I've gone take it all.
You've not just let it go like a little balloon. You've just gone.
The whole thing.
Yeah, the whole shebang.
Yeah, because I was brought up Christian, Catholic, Roman Catholic, and went, and there's parts of it I miss, but there's also a lot of it that I could see the nice parts of it, but I could also see the damage done, and that didn't sit well with me. And also, when I first started looking into alternatives and coming across Wicca, and I was like, oh, well, I'm just swapping like one set of formalized rules and rituals for another, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't float my boat at all. And I think I like just making up things as I go along.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's kind of what, and then it's been figuring out what is my path, and nature-based is, because there is that, and going back to our very first time like filming together, and we're talking about the awe and wonder, and it's like having that awe and wonder feelings, and that's, and it's so much more than just nature, because people see nature as like a passive thing that's there to be used by us, and it's there for
and
our
now everyone's
entertainment,
wild swimming, and everyone's wild camping.
Yeah.
No, it's just camping.
Yeah, but it's that connecting with nature and reconnecting with my part as part of that, rather than being, which for me is kind of what's happened with Christianity, is that it was kind of like God provided you nature to like do with as you like, and I feel like it's been like it's put us over and in charge of nature, which is a passive thing,
as superior as being part of
it,
and
rather than that we are very much part of it and more dependent on it, for the fact that we've lived for like the 99.9% of human evolution as humans within nature and as part of nature, and subject to all those rules of nature and that sort of thing. So it's only really very, very recent in our cultural history that we've lived in this way and adapted nature to us, and there's still that kind of hubris in a way that people think, well, if nature comes at us, we'll just go back hard and we'll control. And it's like, oh no, we kind of need to back
it needs to be a symbiotic
but it's so difficult when we live in such a modern way, and that means that to live in the way that we are doing is that we're still living in that way, like over nature rather than within nature. And that's the bit that I struggle with.
And that again, those the man-made bit in it that's put on it. That's the thing, and this is what I keep saying, and I think it's pecking people's heads. I think it's probably annoying Christians, because I'm saying I'm not a Christian, and they're like, well, you are because you like Jesus and God and you read the Bible. And I'm like, but I'm not, because to me that's a man-made book of rules that they've come up with. And also, when you read the Bible, I did it yesterday, I was reading about, it was Jeremiah 3, and it was on about, so Jeremiah's this prophet from a little boy. God came to him and said, I'm going to put my words in your mouth and you're going to go off around and speak my words. So this is what he started doing. And then the people of Israel, not Israel now, if anyone's listening, Israel back then, which was in a different bit as well, were turning their backs on God. So Jeremiah had gone to tell them, look, you've been a bit bad here, like, sort yourself out. But in the Bible, it talks about whores, about the Israel was being like a whore and doing this and this. And then I was like, what? There was whores in Israel? I was like, I don't get that. So I read it again, and then I read it again, and I was like, oh no, it's metaphorically that they're just using the earth and they're just doing this stuff. But I've been to churches where the pastor or vicar will read out that one line about whores and turn it into something about actually being a prostitute. There'll be no context given to what it's about, that it's not actually about women. But so they use that in that way, and I just don't agree with it. And there's loads of that in the Bible where they talk about witches. It was King James that put that in the Bible about thou shalt not suffer a witch to live or something. Thou shalt suffer a witch. He got that written in the Bible. Do you know what I mean? So this is the thing. So what you're on about with nature is that man has turned it into that. They've used words like dominion in the Bible, dominion over all things, and then they've turned it into that. And that's what I don't agree with. So I feel like I'm in the middle of both things. But actually, I feel like I'm also a bridge from one to the other, because I can understand both sides.
Yeah. And
so,
yeah, and I get what you're saying with that, and the
James.
And nature.
Yeah, so I think that Jesus was probably a real person, and all round seemed like a good egg. And as a historical character, it's kind of interesting, and there's been documentaries I've watched with half interest, because I feel like I've left that side of my past behind in a way, that I moved away from it as a conscious choice. And but I do stand by that Ten Commandments, not a bad set of rules to live by. Could be summed down into don't be a
Dick.
Yeah. I was going to use another word, but I thought, no, let's keep it PG. But yeah, there was a really interesting documentary saying that there's a big chunk of Jesus's life that's missing. So you have Jesus as the baby, and then 30 years later, Jesus comes back, chucks 3 tables around, feeds people with loaves and fishes, and then ends up on the cross. So there's a big chunk of the life that's missing, and there are theories that Jesus travelled during that time and ended up possibly in India, but possibly learned about Buddhism, because a lot of his teachings are following along that way. And you think, well, actually, probably sounded like a nice guy, and that it's just sad when I see the signs that Jesus hates, blah, and it's that Twitter. It's like, well, actually,
no.
Going by the things that we're taught about Jesus, actually, no, wouldn't have been. Was friend to the vulnerable and the downtrodden in society, and wanted people to be treated equally, and
there's a lot that's been removed.
Yeah.
To me, he was an initiate and a mystic. Much like people like that we know, Gandhi, Mother Teresa. They were here to teach. A really lovely Buddhist monk, a Bon monk actually, gave me was doing a little lecture, and it was about enlightenment, because I wanted to really understand what this was. Anyway, and to cut a long story short, he was explaining that there are two types of enlightenment. One, to get personal, to get off the wheel and to leave and raise yourself, or the other is to gain that enlightenment and come back and teach. And his view was that people like Jesus, Muhammad, Gandhi, Mother Teresa, those are all people who gained the enlightenment but chose to come back as teachers to carry a message. So yeah, it's when I learned about Islam, Abi Yisu is in the books. He's a person just like Muhammad is, a prophet. So I do believe he was a very, very wise person, but I don't believe the Christian formation of the Son of God, etc. We are all sons and daughters of God. Do you know what I mean? Abi Yisu, Jesus, walked the earth, which is where that little saying comes from, walk the walk, talk the talk sort of thing, as a very charismatic, powerful, and enlightened person. And he taught enlightenment, and a lot of what he taught, spiritual practice that he taught, were removed from the Bible. The real practices that he taught. I mean, look at when he works with his disciples and initiates them, and they get the Holy Spirit, the flame above their heads. What was that? You know what I mean? So I think a lot of what he taught has been removed from the Bible.
Well, there's lots of lost gospels, isn't there? And there's things that didn't fit.
The Nahamadi scripts, for one,
Yeah, and there's Magdalene gospels and things like that as well. So there's a whole lot of things which, like you said, it's stories that are passed down in oral tradition, then finally written down 500 years later. And of course, it's going to have had embellishments, it's going to have localizations, it's going to have, well, this is really special, let's make it really special, and little fluffs.
I think that's
here
human
and there,
nature.
And it's human. It
and
seems
also transcribing, the amount of I think it's 48 transcriptions.
Oh yeah, the translations
you know what I mean?
as well.
Yeah, like
things
are lost, aren't they? Along the way, and
or that somebody's got a certain perspective that they really want to put down, and that doesn't fit. So let's just tweak that a little bit, and then it's like Chinese whispers, isn't it? Like where it started at and where it ends at is completely different things depending on who's in the middle and who's passed it on. So it's interesting.
But it's like that with everything, and that's why you've got to take everything with a pinch of salt, and really, when it feels right, then it's right for you. You know what I mean?
And I'll never knock anybody for taking comfort from things like that. That's because it's been my journey to move away from that and then be quite firm in the no, I'm not going back, no matter how lovely your hymns are. Because there are some hymns that still deeply move me, because obviously my family's still so when we go to funerals and things like that, and they play certain hymns, I can just feel it. Like it really, really, it's like a bubble, and it's like.
But it's designed
they're
that
moving.
way.
Exactly, they are moving. But yeah, there's been some songs where I'm like, can we change this a little bit? Because I do like rewriting general songs anyway. But
well, make that thing. Make that a thing. Come on, pagan. You see, I just think tolerance above everything,
and that's the most important thing. Absolutely,
respect and tolerance for everyone. If it harms none, it's got nothing to do with me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
which some people will say ostrich and sand and head and all of that. But I don't believe we should judge others. I don't believe we should formulate opinions and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. The essence of you, the essence of me, the essence of you, as long as it's a good thing, as long as it's a positive vibration, it doesn't change the person. Nature is my temple. Nature is my church. It will always be that way. The magic for me, the miracle, the prayer is in nature. That's just how I see it. That is where the magic and the miracle lies.
So I you know how much I love nature, and I still love nature, and I still look at nature and I'm awed. I'm in awe. But what I've been learning is, instead of worshipping the creation, which is nature, to actually worship the creator of the nature. Now, months ago, I'd have said, "Oh, that's Mother Nature," because that's what I was connected with. Mother Nature, she's in the earth. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. That's what she is, and it's really it's really weird to me. Now I've shifted, and I'm like, oh, I see. It is almost like, instead of being brainwashed, it's like my brain has had a dunking. It has been washed, and it's like now I see.
You heard it first here on Coffee with Crones. Ruby has had her brain washed. She said it herself.
But that's what I feel like. It's like I can. It's almost like, well, I don't know how to describe it, but before I knew all the crap that went on in the food industry, and I didn't have a clue, and we used to just go and buy whatever and not even know, not look at labels or anything. As soon as your eyes are open to it and you can see it, it's like, whoa, and it's almost like you can't go back. Now which is weird, because obviously I was a Christian till I was 16, and then I moved far away from anything like that, and I learnt about all the lies and all the stuff and all the everything. And I was like, never again. Like I would never do that. But it's like something's happened, and it isn't just me. This is the thing that surprised me the most, because I thought I was going a bit doolally. And I thought, what's wrong with me here? Like, something's happening.
I'm having an episode.
Yeah. And I put a video out, and I'm getting at least 4 women a day leaving me voice messages or text messages saying, I haven't told anybody this. They're all new age spiritual women. I'm really attracted to Jesus. I've really been drawn to God. I don't know what's happening. I'm conflicted. And I'm like, whoa. And it is like this massive revival's happening, this massive shift. And I've been doing Zoom calls with women, and everyone's saying the same thing. Everyone's saying the same. And I feel it could be that for so many years we've had men in power, haven't we? The patriarchy and this dogmatic way of teaching about God and everything that runs through everything. And there's a shift in the world happening where women are going to come through now, and not in a way of feminism, like men bashing and going, oh, we don't need men, like a balance, like a proper balance.
Feminism isn't really men bashing.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like in the way of going, no, we don't need men. We'll do it all ourselves. Yeah, we'll go and have all these fancy careers, and we won't stay at home and look after our babies because we've been taught that we can do it all, where really that's rubbish. That tapping's the dog, by the way. Lie down. I feel like it's going to be more of a balance and an equal thing of, hang on a minute, it's like there's a shift coming. And I do feel like there's more of like I think a lot of women a lot of women want to feel really rooted in something. And I think this is the thing. For all them years and years, I was doing the work on myself. All the time, like all of it, the amount of workshops I've done, events I've been to, bloody spiritual awakenings, shamanic healings, it's everything you can imagine. I've been doing it to fix myself. And I finally come to the conclusion, I don't need to fix myself because I'm already loved and I'm already whole and I'm already fine as I am. That is like
But
massive.
can you not come to that conclusion without...
That's what I was kind of just about to
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
You can, but who is supporting you? That's my
Do you
thing.
need support though? And that's the thing. It's all about it's empowerment, but it's connected empowerment, which is what this pathway is for me. It's like that I can make my own choices, and that it's connecting with other people, but that has become and has been historically quite a dangerous place to be, but also it's still a dangerous place to be, especially as women, especially in this modern day. And that's the bit that makes me kind of go, ooh, because you had all that anyway. And I'm kind of grasping for the words, but it's what I want to say about it. But
It's
everything
like,
you said you already had.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
It's like the
Maybe on the outside, Cindy. Maybe on the outside, for people looking in, it looked like I did, but I didn't. My mind was so full constantly of voices, music playing. Like can't concentrate for more than a few minutes. Having this conversation tonight, for example, I would be, when you'd gone, I would be shattered, like physically and mentally exhausted. And leading up to this, coming up tonight, normally I'd feel sick, I'd have the runs, my belly would cramp. This is what I'm like anytime I do anything. It's not just like a mental thing, it's a physical thing. And it's really hard to describe to somebody that doesn't have a brain like that. But now it's just peace. I'm going about my day going, right, today I needed to clean the house because I knew you were coming, and also it's right reset day for Monday and I wanted to clean the house and this, that and the other. And I was dragged out of it a few times because of finances, because of my business. But for the main part of it, it's like I'm in the moment. Whereas before, I'd have been doing this. Oh, I've got to do that. Oh, I forgot I've meant to have done that thing. Oh, I've gone upstairs for something. Oh, what was I meant to be doing? Oh gosh, yes, Cindy's coming. Oh, I've got to do this thing. Oh, Aisha's coming as well. It's like constant, and it's that. Like my brain's peaceful now. I'm not saying.
But
hang on, let me just say this because this is really important because I know people will be going. Right, I'm not saying that my ADHD is gone because of God. I am not saying that at all. I think it's because instead of me scrolling on social media and reading my Bible, instead of letting these voices go on and on and on and on, I'm talking to Jesus and saying, Jesus, this is coming up. What do you think of this? Can you take this? Do you know what I mean? Like, I've changed my own behaviour, and the knock-on effect is feeling like I can just give it away. I can just give it up now, and it's calm. Sorry, Cindy, go on. I wanted to say that in case people were thinking.
Yeah, it's.
And I don't mean to question or like
ask me anything.
You know, it's the
no, ask me anything.
It's good to talk because people need to know things.
Yeah. No, you can ask me anything. I'm not offended or I won't be like upset or anything because it's. I like I said before, I feel like I'm in the middle. I understand what you're saying, but I also understand how it's made me feel. If I didn't feel different, if it was just words. Like before, when I used to do things like, I don't know, go to some sound bath or something, for example, and I'd have a journey in my mind and stuff, and I'd come back and I'd want to paint, and it was almost like it was exciting, and I had to get it out, and it had to, and then after it was like, oh, that's done. Right, what's next? This feels like this is it. I don't have to do that thing. But if I didn't have the feeling, and it was just the words, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I'd go, which is why it's taken a year for me not to say anything to anyone, because I've been so conscious of, hang on a minute, is this just another fad? Like, am I just going to get sick of it in a bit? Am I just going to be over it?
Or it's exploring something that you need to explore.
Yeah, and
then you're like, okay, I've got from that what I needed to take from it, and then now I'm ready to take.
Exactly.
Okay, fair. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because I think I've taken a break from, or tried to take a break from social media, and then ended up like scrolling for bits and things when I shouldn't, and then it never shows me things that I would like to see. It shows me a whole load of adverts for stuff. So I've tried to disengage, but yeah, I had seen some posts and I was like, what? Where did this come from? Completely unexpected. So it's been a bit like, okay, that's interesting.
That's everyone's reaction.
But the key for me, and like you said before, like tolerance is absolute key for me. People being excluded, as long as you're doing harm to nobody, crack on, I say. And the thing is, like, people do take a lot of comfort from it, and it seems to have given you an awful lot of comfort and stillness, and it's doing. I'm just fascinated as to why you've put that specific label on it, that it's to do with Jesus rather than that
this is just a feeling that's come over me, that I'm.
Yeah, but it's like when we're part of, and whatever. I don't know if I've said my analogy before, but my analogy is that we're all in a dark room and there's an elephant in the middle of the room, and we've all got little torches and we're all looking at this elephant, but not actually seeing the big whole picture. So we're like, one person's looking at the elephant's knee and describing what they see, and somebody's got the trunk and things like that. So we're all seeing it from different, but it's all the same thing in the middle. It's still that elephant in the room that none of us can see the whole picture, but we've all got a certain glimpse of the truth. And it might just be the elephant, Ruby. not the me. It's called Jesus. I don't know. I don't mean, I'm laughing, but I don't mean, I'm not being rude. It's just, I'm just fascinated why in particular you've gone down that, and why that. I'm curious as to why why that's the bit that's, after all, like you say, after going to all these different things and like spiritual awakenings and shamanic things, I wonder why that gospel song is what is just
it in.
Yeah.
I think it's because it feels like truth. So I've been to Hare Krishnas, I've been to the Buddhist place, I've done, do you know what I mean? I've tried and tested all sorts of stuff, and I'm the most likely person that would have ran away with a cult. Like if somebody had come and gone, come on, I'd have been like, yeah, all right,
that's a damn good idea.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I would. Like, there's still time. And I have tried different things, and nothing. And this is really hard to explain, but nothing has felt like the truth. I am so solid in my conviction with this relationship with God. And even saying that out loud, I think, who are you? What are you doing? Where's she gone? Like, it feels weird to me to feel this. It's almost like, as true as I can see you two here and I can touch you and you're real to me, you're in this room, you're real. That's how I feel. I can't explain why, but it is the feeling of my clear mind, the feeling of my peaceful heart, the feeling that I'm safe and protected, and I'm nourished. I feel hungry for the word of God to nourish me. I know, how many books I've got, and I've read so many books. I've read so many things, and in particular, I'd read a book and I would agree with everything in the book, and I'd be like, yes, this is the thing, this is the thing. But give it a week or two, it wasn't the thing. And then I've got this book, which is the Bible, and I don't agree with half of it, but the bits that I do agree with, I'm like, this is the thing, and it's not gone. It's and that doesn't even make sense. Like, why would I even feel that out of a book that I only agree with half of it? Like, it doesn't. There's no sense in it. It's just
A feeling.
the feeling. I feel like when I was a little girl, my dad was quite violent to my mum. He wasn't like a nice person. But before he left, when I was 7, I feel that feeling of you didn't have to worry about anything because your parents just were there. And it wasn't that it was all hunky-dory and lovely.
You know where you were.
Yeah, so I feel like that even though it wasn't like an ideal home or anything like that, and maybe it is because we used to go to church and people used to come to the house for Bible studies, and tramps had come to eat the dinner and have a bath and eat egg and chips, and there was always a community of things happening at home. And like my Auntie Christine and Uncle Jeff, they were always there. They had a gorgeous house, and they were like a proper family because the kids had toys and they had like really thick carpets. We didn't have any of that. I had a few toys, but I didn't have carpets. Do you know what I mean? And it was like this. It just felt like not peace. It didn't feel like peace. It felt like you were secure, and you could go to bed at night, and despite hearing my mum and dad screaming at each other downstairs, you felt safe in your bed and you was all right. Everything would be all right. And it's got that same feeling, and I haven't felt like that for years. Since me getting pregnant at 17, all through my life, being in that violent relationship, being a single mum, you know, being with Tom, who's brilliant, and having that relationship, which is great, there's still not that safety and that security inside me.
It's interesting. Sorry, you carry on.
No, that's it.
I was going to say, because that's a word you've used a couple of times that sparked something in me. And again, this is just my ponderings, but I do, seeing the broad general thing, I do see a rise of Christian fundamentalism, and I wonder if it creates a place of safety, because historically, during that people would have to renounce certain things, and if they couldn't renounce, then they were dealt with. And I wonder if part of, because with you saying like quite a lot of women are being drawn to this, and I'm wondering if it's some kind of need for safety, that if they come knocking on the door, you say, actually, I'm one of you guys. I don't know. It's like, that's a very clumsy way of saying it.
No, I get it. But I'd be like, no, I'm not one of you. Like, I'm still not one of you.
See, to me, that whole thing that you described, and that feeling of peace that came over you, and then that knowing that you were loved and so on, you've ascribed that to God and Jesus. And that's your right. That's absolutely perfectly fine. I think of the Wizard of Oz and that quote, it was always inside you, you know. Why would you give that beautiful power, that beautiful thing away again? Because to me, you're then giving it up. And for you, that feels like a good thing. To me, you have this, say I was in your shoes at that time, because I always think of, you know, if you're in someone else's shoes, that beautiful feeling that came over you, that essence, that source feeling, that completely connected and peace, or whatever you experience, because words probably couldn't quite give it justice. But I understand that, because I've had some experiences like that in my life, where you're goosebumpy and you've got this joy and that absolute like fuck, wow feeling. And in that moment, I know I am it. I am everything and I am nothing, and I'm powerful and powerless, and I am just source. Beautiful, beautiful source energy. And that's me. That's not God. That's not this. That's not something else. It's all me and everything at the same time. Not one other thing. So to me, I wouldn't necessarily then give that over and say, oh, all of that wonder has nothing to do with me. It's to do with that one person or one concept. It's everything to me. And those points where we can bump into it and connect with it and feel that vibration are wonderful and awesome and glorious and magnificent. And then because we fear that, we go, oh, let's put the power in someone else's hands again. And we sort of, I don't know if I'm explaining myself right. So to me, that's how it would feel if I experienced it. It would feel all that magnificence, but it's everybody's magnificence. It's not because of one thing. It's because of everything, because I am everything.
So what you just described is what I experienced in Tantra. When I was at the cabin, that's what I experienced there, and it was like I was part of the cosmos. Like I didn't have a body; it was just this cosmic thing. That's what you described. What I experienced there. That's not what I experienced in the kitchen washing up. It was more like a surrender. More like, oh my gosh, I have carried so much for so long that I didn't know. I knew I was carrying some, but I was carrying so much for so long, and it was in that time, it was like taken from me. That the weight of, imagine if you had, right, we've all got big boobs, right? Imagine.
Well, not me.
Right, all right, we'll put
They're big enough.
We'll put a big rucksack on you, right? But imagine you're carrying these things and you're just going around with them all the time.
I couldn't imagine carrying those things.
Well, they're flipping heavy, and you're with them.
Put them on the table,
time.
lay them down,
and you've got them, and they're just there, and you kind of just used to them because they're just there, right? And then all of a sudden they get taken off you. You'd be like, whoa, what is this? That was the feeling of it. It was almost like, well, I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is this feeling? I was crying, not because I was sad and not because I was happy. It was like a massive release of, whoa, everything's just melted off me like that. I don't need to hold anymore. And I didn't know what it was. At that time, I didn't go, oh, that was God. I was just like, what is this? And that's why I messaged Auntie Christine. And when she said that, I just was laughing and thinking that's quite amusing. And I even told Tom when he came home one, something happened to me in the kitchen today, and Auntie said it was the Holy Spirit entering me, and then we laughed again. And then, do you know what I mean? Like,
not on my watch this, Tom. What?
You know, like, and then it's just been bit after bit after bit, and then weird.
Sorry, Snooks. It is funny.
Because my mind goes there.
Yeah.
Like the back door.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, no, it isn't. So it wasn't like I've just gone, take all my power away, because I don't feel powerless.
Okay.
I'm a strong woman that if I wanted to, I could do whatever I decided I was doing. It's not about that. It's about giving it, not giving it up. It's what are the words? It is about releasing anything that I don't need to be in control of.
You don't need to carry.
I don't need to carry it. I don't need to be in control of it. And for somebody who's always been like, and this is my direction of life, what I want to go in, and I want to do this, and I want to get that, and I want to, and as soon as I start making something, I can't wait to share it because, oh my God, I've got to do this thing, and then it's going to lead on to this, and I'm going to, it's the strangest feeling of going, no, this is what I'm doing right now. And if God decides that I'm going to do something else, he'll bring somebody in my path, or something will happen, or do you know what I mean? Like, just like before with the universe, basically.
God, but the universe, spirit.
Yeah, but it feels like I'm not responsible for any of it.
That's why I talk about being in divine flow.
Yeah, but I was never in that. I think that's the difference. You've been able to step into that, and I never have. It's like I've dipped my toe in and gone, oh, I think that's what it is. Oh, look. Oh, hang on. What's that, a squirrel? Do you know what I mean? Like that. That's what. But you're very good at being in that. You're magical in that. Do you know what I mean? I can see and feel that off you. It was my little toe, Cindy.
Everyone's got a different journey. All roads lead to the truth. And I do believe, because I have not studied different religions, but I have taken different religions at different points of my life and looked into them. And I'd always talk about my grandmother. My grandmother has always said, all roads lead to the truth. Everyone's truth is different. And she's always, so imagine like the center is a little island with a little label that says the truth. And Christianity, Islam, Judaism, whatever you want to around. Yeah? And they've all got a road in. And they all hold a key. And we talk about the 7 keys of Solomon, don't we? And each one has a key to open a different door to that island. Do you know what I mean? But each one has an individual key.
But again, I just want to reiterate that I'm not Christian and I'm not religious.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I hear you. Yeah. I think a lot of the audience will see you going, here's a book called Jesus Christ the Truth. And the assumption will be there that you're Christian or that you're religious. Your post about Jeremiah, when you're reading that, people who haven't read the whole post, who haven't had a full conversation with you, who haven't heard you say, that's not what the assumption is going to be there. So I think you need to realize, just be aware of that.
No, I am aware.
Don't edit yourself. Don't.
I wish it was another word.
Don't edit yourself, but be aware that people jump to conclusions, that assumptions are being made, and therefore, when you're presenting with a picture, because someone's scrolling on Facebook and they see in your hand Jesus Christ the Truth.
An
assumption's going to be made. And so
it's a really good book. That's very interesting because it's from the alternative view and the traditional view. It's both.
Okay. There's another really good book. Who's the author? The Two Marys.
Is that what the book's called?
The Two Marys by, I think it's a Hay House book. Oh, she's very well known enough. It slipped my mind. That's also a really nice book to read about the Two Marys. But what do you think? Because now we're in a dilemma, aren't we? Because some people think Ruby should leave Coffee with Crones. Some people couldn't be bothered. And some people say she should stay. So that's where we sort of at with this is what do we do now?
Yeah.
Put us in a position.
I know, it's not my
This is
fault.
interesting because
But
we have always said
you get
this
Christian
discussion,
witches.
exactly. But we've also said around this table that it's important that we can have discussions and that they are respectful, and we don't necessarily need to live in that echo chamber.
And we love Ruby.
So
yeah,
it's another perspective.
We've also
isn't
always
it?
said, you came up with the catchphrase that coffee is filtered, but the Crones aren't. So so unfiltered.
Yes.
But also at the same time, I
but
will
everybody's
stay.
welcome.
Yeah, but I am willing to step away because again, like when I sent them emails out to my friends, you didn't sign up for this. I wasn't talking about Jesus and God and all that kind of stuff. You didn't sign up for that. So, what you signed up for was different. And if you feel like that's the essence that you want to keep with it, with Cindy and Aisha, then that's totally fine. I'm not going to be like offended because I can still see you anyway, can't I?
Yeah, well, we're friends.
But I don't want it to. I'm really concerned that it's going to, what's the word? Like reflect badly, and then it's like, oh, I'm not following them anymore. I'm not, unsubscribe because of her, God woman. Do you know what I mean? Like, so just be honest. Be honest. Just be honest.
Yeah.
It's so difficult, isn't it? When I feel like this time more than ever, we need to make those connections, especially with people we don't necessarily see eye to eye with, and try and find some common ground, because there's too much othering, there's too much separation and division being created. So I think now more than ever we need to
support each other,
bringing people together, and even though necessarily we don't agree totally and don't align on some things, that we can still coexist and get along together fine without it being a source of conflict. It's like just seeing things from a different perspective and recognizing that, because people, I know it's been one of my bugbears with people like, this is my truth. Yeah, it might be your truth, but it's still an opinion. It's not absolute fact. It's just that's the way you see things, and people do change and evolve and grow, and that should be the natural way of things, is that people do learn and evolve and develop themselves, and who's to say who's right and who's wrong, really? We've all got a perspective.
I liken it to like being a vegan. Like, because I'm a vegan, it wouldn't bother me if you ate meat. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we went out for dinner and you had fish and you had meat and I was eating me veggie lasagna or whatever, I'm not going to suddenly be like, oh, I can't be friends with them two, because it's a personal choice. Like, it's a personal thing, and I know how weird it is hearing me say these things, because believe me, when they're coming out my mouth, I think it's weird too. Do you know what I mean? Like, some of the things I'm proper rooted in conviction of, yes, it's this thing for me. It's not this thing for everyone. It's for me. This is my own personal relationship for me only. And if you suddenly turn around in a week and go, guess what? I went to church and was singing hymns and actually, do you know what I mean? That's for you. And if you never do that, that's still for you. So it is. But I think people just get triggered by it straight away.
Yes.
Like, I'm gonna suddenly all try and get you in my cult. I haven't made a cult yet, but
yes. It's the key word, Ruby.
Maybe
it might happen.
What would your cult name be?
The cult of happiness. That's what I'd have. The cult of happiness.
Delightful.
No, it just be the cult of happiness, and I've got it all planned out in my brain what it looked like and everything.
See, I knew yet. Being the operative word.
But I won't make everyone drink Kool-Aid.
It's been amazing, I've thoroughly enjoyed
Me
sitting
too.
at the table with you two again.
Yeah, we've
Been
missed
amazing.
you.
It has.
You a
I get all
lot.
emotional. Yeah.
So I have missed the chats and things like that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
See, it hasn't felt the same as it's in
No.
Not at all.
No.
Well, it hasn't been the same.
No.
Because it's been you guys.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I haven't because I've just been trying like to go and yeah. So
Yeah.
Had other stuff on your plate, and
Yeah.
done.
And I bet everybody's so pleased that Aisha's back.
Yeah. Hope so.
They are.
So we're going, get rid of her again.
No, they'll be going, get rid of her, God woman, bring Aisha back.
I think going back, I do think it's like it's what you do with it. Do you know what I mean? If you're that kind of person that wants to control everybody else, and this is the only way you're thinking, then that ain't right. But like you're saying, it's like you've got this personal relationship. You're giving it this. You're ascribing it to that connection, and if it's going to lead you, well, first of all, it's clearly you can see it in you. It's giving you so much comfort and peace. That can't be a bad thing. And then if you're going to spread that to other people, and that's their particular brand of joy and happiness, then that's the key.
Good
it's
on
like
you.
Love is love, and there should be more of it.
And with that, we're going to love and leave you.
Yeah. And with that, before she says anything else.
Cindy's got her eye on the time. How long have we been talking?
We've been chatting for a very long time. So, yeah, it's been really good to catch up. It's been fabulous to have Miguel's back. And let us know your thoughts. And we'll be putting some other things together in the near future. So, watch this space.
See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
And we didn't even mention the moon.
No, talk about Jesus.